You constantly tell yourself that the business is the reason why you're stuck below 5 figures online. But deep down you know your focus and your ability to work hard is stripping you of your progress, but you're too afraid to admit it to others. And so you prioritize your work over sleep, and all of a sudden you work, and you burn out. I used to think just like this, and it was until I used this no BS focus routine that I'm about to go over in this video. I reduced my workday by 300% and allowed me to make more money online than ever before. And so in this video, I'm not only going to give you this focus routine, but I'm also going to show you why the top entrepreneurs like Alex Hormozi, Charlie Morgan are able to focus for 12 hours a day. Alright, let's get straight into it. You see, I used to run an AI automation agency, and I say I ran it. All I really did was watch a free course on YouTube. I set all like the processes up, I set my offer up and called it a day, right? I'm now officially an entrepreneur. And so like anyone else is when they first start a business, they're so excited. They're so excited to make their first sale, to make their first 1K, 10K. And that felt like a fairy tale to me. And I'm not gonna lie, everything was going well, but it was until I missed one crucial step. I didn't know what to focus on, and I was a dopamine junkie. I chased dopamine every single day. I'd wake up, grab my phone, start scrolling for 3 hours, 5 hours. Maybe not 5 hours, that was a bit of excessive. But 3 hours, you know, every single time I was wake up, scroll instantly. And then when I actually felt guilty enough to actually get to work, the work I did was super unfocused. And so I would sit on my desk for 12 hours every single day, trying to focus, doing no work whatsoever. I didn't see no progress in my business. I didn't make $1 online for like 2 years. And for months and months, I would go to bed telling myself that this was going to change, telling myself that I was going to become this new person that was able to focus, that was able to do all the work, reach peak performance. But that didn't happen. I thought I'd eventually get this universal experience, this epiphany, right? That would allow me to just focus magically and make tens of thousands of dollars online. And I'm not even joking you, it did kind of end like that. I found this one simple mental model that changed my business forever. I started to see so much progress. My business started to actually make money. What the hell? It's actually possible. You know, this limiting belief inside my mind of making money online is hard was broken. You see, day by day, I would get distracted by the same things. I would get distracted by my phone, I'd get distracted by YouTube, all these little like usual common distractions, right? Those would just cloud my mind all the time. And I started to develop a pattern. I started to realize that I always go on YouTube, I always go on my phone at the same time every single day. I started to realize I always go on for the same reason. And that's when I cracked the codes to peak performance. I realized this is exactly how you become productive. This is exactly how these top entrepreneurs like Alex Hormozi, Charlie Morgan are making so much money. They have the ability to just focus all day. I started to lower the dopamine inside my life. I stopped going on my phone all the time. I stopped going on YouTube. I got back into combat sports, which is another level of dopamine, but the right kind, you know? Every single little thing that was distracting me, every single thing that was stopping me just went away. It vanished. And I started to actually make money online because of that, alright? So I'm going to now go over this focus routine with you. I'm going to show you exactly how to use it. First off, we need to get the weird, stupid belief inside your mind. We need to understand what focus is and what it isn't, alright? You see, most people, when they think of focus, they think of the Notion templates. They think of adding the different softwares into their life, adding timers and stuff like that. But really, focus is not about adding stuff into your life. It's about reducing the things until you only have to work and that's it, right? And later in this video, I'm going to show you the flow blockers, which are things that block you from getting to a flow state and focusing, alright? But clearly what makes up good focus is first clarity, knowing exactly what to work on. If you don't tell your brain where to go, it will just go to the easiest thing it can go to, which is usually YouTube, distractions, your phone, Instagram Reels, stuff like that, you know? Next thing is changing your work around the beliefs, making you realize that the work and the goal is easy to achieve, not impossible. Right now you have this impossible mindset where you believe making money online is hard, which it isn't. It really isn't, bro. When you dumb it down and you actually focus better, it really isn't hard. Because why the hell would your brain want to work on your business when it just doesn't believe it's possible? If you constantly tell yourself making money is hard, why would your brain want to commit to that process of actually working? Of course it's going to go to distractions. And so one of the biggest things I get all my clients to do is change their belief around their work, to realize that it's actually possible to make money online. It's actually possible to reach their goals quicker than ever before, than anyone else, all by improving their focus. And guess what happens? Stop focusing for like 12 hours a day. And there's two more things. The next thing is obviously getting rid of the flow blockers, or the things that stop you from focusing and have this bulletproof focus throughout the day, but also your sleep. Because if we dumb down focus, it's basically just energy outputted onto something in our life towards a goal, right? So we can say that we get energy from our sleep. If we don't sleep, we're going to feel very tired. We're not going to have the mental energy to work on something. And so the fundamental that you need to nail down is your sleep. And by the way, if you're an entrepreneur who wants to get into a flow state and focus better than ever before, so you can make more money online, click the first link in the description, okay? So now that you know what good focus is, I'm going to show you exactly how to work for 10, 12 hours in a day without losing focus, okay? So the first thing you want to do is make your brain sit at the work dopamine baseline for as long as possible. So the moment it goes above this, it's gonna just not want to work, because the work is usually very low stimulation. And so when you go on your phone, when you go on these distractions like YouTube, stuff like that, it's so stimulating to the brain that it just craves more of it. It doesn't want anything else. And so what we want to do is have this dopamine baseline where it goes up and up and up gradually towards the end of the day. What you need to do is just dedicate the first like 5-6 hours of the day to just focus work, and then you can go and do whatever you want to do. And once you do that, once you remove like the YouTube, the scrolling, all these distractions that stop you from focusing, it becomes very easy to focus. I won't lie to you, that's all you need to do. And half of the work is doing that. But something that really helped me, and you're going to want to write this down, write it on your forehead if you have to. You want to plan tomorrow, today. Every single night, I sit down for 15 to 20 minutes and just plan the entire day, what I'm going to complete, what I'm going to do, what I'm going to do when I wake up, right? And so when I wake up, I don't have to worry about what I'm going to do. I don't have to worry about what clothes I'm going to wear. I don't have to worry about what task I'm going to work on. I can just get straight to work. I get rid of all the wasted energy trying to figure out what to do. And that's one of the best ways to get into a flow state, because you have that intense clarity. And so those are your first 2 actionable steps. That's all I want you to do for now. I want you to just have the mindset that you need to just stay at this dopamine baseline for 5 to 6 hours. Then you can increase it. And also plan tomorrow, today, plan the afternoon, plan it in super clear detail so your brain knows exactly what to focus on. One of the biggest flow state triggers is simply clarity, and it's one of the biggest things people can't focus is because the brain doesn't know what to do. You're giving your brain so many options of what to do, when if you simply just planned the next day, the night before, all of those problems would go, okay? And the last thing we need to do is just remove the flow blockers. And I mentioned this at the start of the video, but a flow blocker is basically a belief, a thought, or action that stops you from getting to a flow state. So on the screen, you're going to see a diagram of what a flow state basically is. It's basically this beam of light, but in each crevice of this beam there's mirrors, and if you hit the mirror, the beam is just going to shatter. It's just going to go random places, it's going to go everywhere, okay? What we want to do is remove these mirrors so it has a clear line to do the work, if that makes sense. And so the first step to actually remove the flow blockers is to just identify them, identify the constraints, identify what is actually stopping you from focusing. It's very simple. Maybe it's YouTube, maybe it's scrolling, maybe it's one of the thoughts, maybe it's your trauma, right? All of these things, you can find what they are. And then once you've actually found them, what you can do is put something called an obstacle course method in place. So to remove bad habits, or to remove like these temptations to do the bad things, all we have to do is put an obstacle course in place. Imagine at the end of the course, you've got this goal of going on YouTube, doing all these bad habits, right? We want different obstacles that stop us from getting to that point. And then that's all we have to do. And so there's multiple things you can do for this. Like for example, I have like 5 YouTube extensions that stop me from getting distracted on YouTube. I log out of all my social media accounts, right? When I'm working, I do all these little things that stop me from not being able to focus. And so naturally my brain has no other option but to focus on my work. That is the entire 8-hour focus routine. No BS, no weird garbage that you don't need, no Pomodoro timer. All you need to do is prioritize your sleep, plan tomorrow, today, work at a dopamine baseline that is healthy and stay at that level for 5 to 6 hours in a day, and also remove the flow blockers. If you do all of that, I guarantee your focus will triple, you're able to make more money online, and the work day you have will be shortened by 300%, alright? Because the same thing happened to me. And by the way, if you're a young entrepreneur who wants to get into a flow state for 6+ hours in a day, completely blow up your business, click the first link in the description to join my free community, okay? Have an amazing day, bro. Peace.